Welcome to Real Talk, Real Women. My name is Miriam Khalladi, and today we have the creator and founder of the F5 lifestyle, a mother of three, Deanna Wilson, on the show. Welcome, Deanna. How are you?
Good morning. Hello. Thank you.
You're most welcome. So, how did you first get interested in health and fitness?
Well, it started off when I was in high school and college. I was an athlete, played college sports. After about a year, I left college and started working full time. I didn't really keep up with my health and fitness, just kind of stayed active with working and whatever. But it wasn't until I started having children and started seeing changes as my body would gain and lose weight that I really felt like, it was more of a visual thing, wanting to get back into shape to fit back into those clothes. And as time has gone on, then I've become more educated about nutrition and the bigger picture. But at the time, it was really more just so I could fit back in my clothes after having kids.
Since then, you've created the F5 lifestyle, and I want to spend some time talking about that as I love the concept. Let's start at the
Yes.
beginning. When and how
Okay.
did it originate?
Well, about a year ago, this last April, my husband and I were talking one night, and I had my personal Facebook page, and I was just bombarding everybody with health and fitness stuff. I've been an aerobics instructor for 15 years, and I just started thinking, people might not be interested as much as I am about this stuff. So I kind of needed another outlet. So I started thinking about, well, what could I do? How could I market it? And my husband and I were talking, and we liked the 5 F's of faith, family, friends, food, and fitness. And I kind of take charge of life and take it by storm, so to speak. And just the whole name kind of came together of F5 Lifestyle. And because it's a whole concept, it's not just dealing with one little area. So that just kind of came together. So I launched a Facebook page, and initially just had my friends kind of come along, and then they started talking about it, and it's grown this last year. I'm very excited.
That's terrific. I want to actually break down the F5 lifestyle and take
Sure.
it step by step, or F by F. The first F stands for faith, right?
Yes. Yes.
Why is it important to have faith, and what can you share about it?
Well, what I can share is that I am a follower of Jesus Christ. And if you look back in the Bible, God has ordained and purposed each of us to have a purpose in our life. And that is to be a worshiper of Him, a follower of Him, a spreader of His news, but then also active in our community and in our society. And as He opens His doors to be married and have kids, and if we are not taking care of this one body that He's given us, it really holds us back from that. So my whole idea, or God's idea, is that we need to take care of ourselves so that we can be fully used by Him for His purpose. And that it honors God by us respecting this body that He's given us. So we really have to first understand our why. Why even take care of myself? Well, because God has plans for you. And you can still maybe accomplish those things, but maybe not to the fullest potential unless you're free from sickness and disease that can be caused by directly related to health issues because of how we take care of our body.
All right. And the second F stands for family. You say on
Yeah.
your website that you feel the very best way you can love and take care of your family now and in the future is to take the very best care of yourself today and every day. I fully
Yes.
agree. Can you talk a little bit about family and why it's a crucial component in your F5 lifestyle?
Sure. Well, not everybody's going to be married, and not everybody's going to have children, but we do have family around us or people that are like family in our lives. And alluding back to the first F of faith, God has enabled us and given us responsibility as wives and mothers, if that's the role that we're in, to take care of families. And if we are suffering health issues because we're not taking care of ourselves, it really limits us to what we can do. I had decided a while ago that when my kids have kids, I want to be the grandma in the backyard playing catch with the kids. And that's not just a pride thing. That's me being able to contribute and be an active part of their life and instill in them values, and as we talk and as we spend time together. And if I'm sidetracked with health issues because I'm not taking care of myself, that really limits that. So again, I feel like it's a calling to take care of ourselves because that benefits the people around us. If I'm too tired and if I'm sick, then I can't be an active part of my children's lives. They're pretty much grown now, but if I'm sidetracked or sidelined, let's say, because I'm not taking care of myself, it hinders that participation and involvement in their life. I feel it's a God-given responsibility, but it's also something that we want to leave a legacy.
Yeah.
And if we're sidetracked, we can't do that.
I fully agree. You also shared that F2 has been the hardest and yet the most rewarding aspect of your life. What has been the most impactful lesson you've learned around family?
One of the things I'm going to be speaking about at an upcoming event is acknowledging your past, but embrace your future. Because unfortunately, some of us have grown up with a traumatic past. Unfortunately, in life, hard things happen, negative things happen. We grow up in situations and families and home lives that are devastating. But we need to come to that point, and I've learned this in my own life, that we're not going to let our past hold us back anymore from what we can accomplish in the future. And so as far as family goes, a lot of times that involves family, parents, or siblings, and traumatic experiences that have happened. But we can acknowledge, yes, that happened, and that was really unfortunate. But how am I now going to walk forward and not let those negative experiences dictate my future? And that's I think one of the strong things that I like to talk about and share with people is, okay, that happened, but now let's look forward and see where we can go from here and live your life to the fullest from this day forward. That's what I hope to pass on to other people, but also to my own family.
Oh, perfect. The third S stands for friends. You talk about the fact that sometimes friendships need to be watered. Sometimes they need to be fertilized, and sometimes they need to be weeded out. I love that analogy. What wisdom can you share around F3?
I've just learned that in my life, there are some friends that you'll have for a lifetime. And for example, I moved across the country. I have friends still in my hometown that we're not as close geographically, but we're still close in heart. I have some friends that have spent time in my life periodically, but then our paths change and they walk back out that door. I have some new friends that have become some of my dearest friends because they're right here and we can spend that time together. And then sometimes there are relationships that are not healthy. I think we need to be there for people, but sometimes it's okay to let some things go. And just understand that, there was a purpose in that, but now it's time to let that one just kind of weed it out. And so friends will come and go. We need each other. We're a support team. For those of us that don't necessarily have a lot of close friends, we can go on Facebook and social network and gain friends. I've gained a whole bunch of new friends just through social media. We've never met face to face, but we encourage each other. So it's sometimes we feel like we're alone, and when we start talking with people, we realize we're not the only one that feels whatever it is. So friends are real important to encourage us, to inspire us, to motivate us, but also that we would give back to them in those same ways. But be okay when those friendships are no longer in your life as well. They're a blessing, and all of it's a blessing. So
great. What about the fourth F, food? We obviously need food for survival, but what role does it play in your F5 lifestyle?
Well, the one thing I try to encourage is that food is fuel, and that we're all on a journey, and we're all in different places on the journey. The place where I'm at is not where I was 6 months ago. It's not where I was a year ago. I'm continuing even just the last few weeks. I'm trying new foods, trying new recipes. It's a journey, and we're all going to, as you said, we need food. It's part of our life. It's part of our culture. Celebration around food is just what we do here in the United States. We sometimes use that as an excuse to go overboard, and I've done it. I do it regularly, and I have to remind myself that not to use that as an excuse to overdo what I've put in my body, but it happens. So food is real important. When I think about the Bible, his first miracle was at a wedding feast. So God made us to enjoy life, to enjoy celebration, to eat together. It bonds us together. But day to day in our journey, as we gain more knowledge, to put that knowledge to good use in our food choices and in our beverage choices, and to understand that, again, the big picture is, if we're going to serve God to our fullest, food is the key component as to what we put in our body. And I would never condemn anybody for, eating donuts at all. That's not my cause. My cause is, as you learn discipline, making more better choices, because there's a bigger picture involved.
What is the most unexpected thing you've learned around food or nutrition this far, and how do you apply that lesson in your day-to-day life?
Okay, the most unexpected in food. Just how much I haven't tried in my life. For example, I'm just tried recently portobello mushrooms and quinoa and foods that I just didn't grow up even knowing about. And as I get older, I'm learning and exploring and learning new things. And it's been it's been a bit of a surprise that I've been so sheltered in my food exploration, and then how I apply it to my everyday life is, I still have a family that I cook for. And I try to offer them the most tasteful, healthy choices as possible. There are times when I do make myself something separate, because that's just my choice. But for the most part, I try to incorporate it in my daily life, offer them new things. They're pretty good about trying new stuff. But if they, whether or not they choose to get on board, they have to decide that for themselves. If they're going to live a healthy lifestyle, I'm going to live that anyway.
Amazing. And finally, F5 fitness. I know how you believe that we limit ourselves in every area of our lives because our standards of fitness is low to non-existent. How can we challenge ourselves to perform to our greatest potential?
How can we challenge ourselves? I think it's just realizing that we're capable of doing more than we think we can. And I'm not talking about running a 26-mile marathon. I think as women, the misconception is that if I lift heavy weights, I'm going to look like a man. And that's not true. I think women are afraid to challenge themselves. They don't want to hurt themselves. I just think a lot of it has to do with education. And that's what I hope to be doing, is to educate and motivate. You can do this. You don't have to run a marathon. If you're a working woman and you can spend 15, 20 minutes on your lunch hour walking, do something. I never want to give the impression that what a person is doing is not good enough, because people are limited by physical limitations or medical issues or whatever. My whole philosophy is just do what you can do. As you get stronger, as you gain more endurance, maybe you can do a little bit more. And I always want to stay in that positive vein. I never want to beat up, quote unquote, beat up people for not doing enough. I think if you're taking the next step, as you learn you can do more, try a little more. That's really where I'm coming from with all of it. But a lot of it is education, and it is surprising in today's day and age how we still have a lot of misconceptions, but that's just life. So there's myself and a lot of us out there just trying to educate people and encourage you, try new things. You can do this. But I think a lot of people do lack the confidence. They lack the courage. And because of some of that has to do with education as well. So, it's, I think, biblically understanding who you are and how God equipped you and made you to be able to do what you can do, what He's purposed for you to do. but then it's also gaining confidence to try new things as well. So it's kind of all wrapped up together, I think.
And what is your best advice around fitness, Deanna?
My best advice is just do something. I've raised 3 children, and that's really been, particularly with my girls, and with eating disorders so rampant nowadays, and a girl's self-image. My big thing with my girls, and what I would say to anybody else, is if you focus on your nutrition and just staying active, that outside will take care of itself. So just get out and do something. Walk a little bit, lift a little bit of weight, eat a little bit better. As you become more aware of what's out there, as you become more educated about nutrition choices and fitness choices, just walk in that knowledge, and you'll be surprised as you say no to those brownies one time, how empowered and how much stronger you feel to say no the next time. Enjoy your brownies once in a while, but again, it's about empowerment and education and being confident, but knowing who made you and why is our big purpose.
I just love this stuff. This is terrific framework to build a life around, and I applaud you for creating it.
Thank you so much. And again, all I can say is the Lord, I give the credit and the glory to God because He's the one that gave it to me. So that's where it is.
Deanna, where can people go to learn more about you online and F5 lifestyle?
F5 Lifestyle is on Facebook. So it's the letter F, the number 5, and then the word lifestyle. I'm on Facebook. I also have a website, www.f5lifestyle.com, where I do some blogging there. And also, coming up in February 2014, we're launching our first F5 Lifestyle Conference aboard a cruise ship. So if anybody's interested in coming and being saturated 4 days on a beautiful cruise ship out in the ocean, we'd love to have you come. And that information is also going to be on the website and the Facebook page.
That's great. And I will make sure to put all your links below this video.
Great. Thank you so much, Miriam.
You're most welcome. Is there anything else you would like to cover today that you feel we've missed?
Not at all. The F5 lifestyle, I think, is just a whole life approach. We can be strong in one area and weak in another. And the whole purpose, as the tagline, unleashing the power to live your life to its fullest potential. And that's what I hope to help people do.
And you're doing such a great job.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Deanna. It was a blast having you on.
Thank you for your time, Miriam. I really appreciate it.
You're most welcome. And thank you so much for watching. My name is Miriam Khalladi, and I will see you on the next episode of Real Talk, Real Women.